Welcome to a gentle Erector Spinae workout for seniors. This is my friend here, David, and I just want to point out that your Erector Spinae are core muscles, but surface core muscles. And they begin down here in your low back glute area, and they run right up either side of your spine into your neck and head. And you need them for twisting and for bending, along with a lot of other core muscles. So we're going to work on the exercises that are going to help you keep those Erector Spinae muscles strong. Thanks, David. Today's warm-up is called knocking on the doors of life. Notice I'm standing nice and tall in my best posture possible. My feet are shoulder width apart, and I'm just swaying back and forth a little tiny bit, moving my arms to help me move from side to side. My hips aren't moving very much. Legs aren't really moving. Shoulders are a little bit. So I think now what I'll do is I'll turn my shoulders a little bit more and move my hips a little bit more. The doors of life, what are they? Well, you have a bladder organ that's in the front of your body, below your belly button, and you have kidneys, which are in the back of your body on either side of your low back. And the kidneys and the bladder, their job is to rid your body of waste that you don't need. Toxins, maybe. The nasty stuff. After your body has consumed that food and taken what it needs, gets rid of the rest using your kidneys and your bladder. So those are the doors of life. And as we move our arms back and forth like this, we're kind of knocking on those doors. I think I should move my shoulders a little bit more and my head and my hips and move my arms a little higher. I don't have to do this knocking on the doors of life too quickly. To get everything moving in my body here. Getting ready for my Erector Spinae workout. Now I'm going to take my shoulders and my head and my arms, and I'm going to twist a little bit more too. Get my arms going a little bit higher. Just take your time. Notice my feet haven't moved though. Now you might wonder, why am I outside? It's January the 2nd, the day after New Year's, and I'm out the back of my house. I live in southern Ontario. There's no snow where I live. And I'm knocking on the doors of life, getting ready for my workout. My core Erector Spinae workout. Notice I'm doing a lot of twisting. Those Erector Spinae muscles allow you to do twisting and bending and arching back and arching to the sides. They're really important surface core muscles. I'm going to start to slow down now, not turn as much, move my arms a little lower, slow down my hips and my lower body. Kind of start looking straight ahead. Knocking on the doors of the bladder and the kidneys. Of course, you got a lot of other important organs like your stomach and your intestines and your pancreas and your liver in your abdomen area. And you're knocking on those doors too. Slow right down. breathing naturally through the whole warm-up. And that's it. You're ready. The first Erector Spinae exercise is called the seated child's pose. If you know anything about yoga, you'll know that they do a child's pose move on the floor. But you can also do it seated in a chair. So I've chosen a nice sturdy teacher's oak chair here so it doesn't move. I need it to help me sit up in a safe way. And I'm seated with my legs shoulder width apart, but I'm going to move them a little farther apart than shoulder width. And notice my knees are above my ankles. I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to lean or hinge forward so that my upper body is between the space of my legs. And I'm going to reach really, really far out with my straight arms, way out there. And I'm going to place my head in between my shoulders in neutral there. I'm not putting my chin on my chest, and I'm not arching the back of my neck. I'm just letting my head be between my arms in a nice relaxed position. I'm breathing comfortably. I'm pushing down with the bottom of my feet into the floor, sitting on the edge of the chair. And then I'm going to slowly sit back up and put my hands on my quads. Relax my shoulders, push them back a little bit. Sit in a nice seated posture, position, nice and tall. Those Erector Spinae try to keep me stable and straight. So I don't want to round my back when I reach way out with my arms and place my upper body in between my shoulders in a nice flat back position. And I hold it here for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And once I think that's enough, I slowly come back, sit up straight, put my hands on my quads, relax my shoulders, push my hips forward a little bit. And let's do it one more time. Reach way out, kind of on an angle downwards. Place my head in between my shoulders there and my upper body. Keep my back straight. Don't round your back. Hold it for approximately 5-10 seconds. And then slowly come back and sit up straight. That Erector Spinae family of muscles on either side of my spine, going all the way down from my neck to my bum there, they're responsible for keeping me very straight. Even if I'm bending, I want to be straight. And they also allow my head to turn from side to side and my body to do any twisting it needs. So, practice that at least 3 times, holding the position, the child's pose position, resting child, remember. Hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds. Erector Spinae exercise number 2 is the back bridge. And I'm going to do it up against this wall here. And first of all, I'm going to stand, I don't know, maybe that far away from the wall. The closer you are to the wall, the easier it is. The farther away you are, the harder it is, because I have to make quite an arch to reach the wall with my fingertips. So if I'm just standing not too far away from the wall, nice and tall, my back to the wall here, with my feet shoulder width apart in my best posture possible, I'm going to reach my arms up, palms down, keep the arms straight, keep going, keep going, keep going, and then I'm going to look up and look between my hands to see where my arms and my hands are going. And when I get up here, I'm pretty much working my erector spinae a little bit, but when I push my hips forward and reach back with my fingertips to touch the wall, I'm giving my erector spinae quite a workout. I hold it for 5 or 10 seconds, and then I slowly come back just to straight up. I don't need to go all the way down again, straight up. When I'm ready, I slowly go back, keep the arms as straight as possible, and reach with my fingertips to the wall, and hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds. My hips are forward, my legs are straight, I haven't moved my feet, and back to straight up again. If that's way too easy, you can step out from the wall to create a bigger arch, or you can step closer to the wall. So let's try it again. I'm closer to the wall, I'm looking up with my head, reach back with my fingertips, I touch the wall, hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, working my erector spinae on both sides of my spine from my hips all the way to my head, and then straighten up, and that's the third one. So I can slowly bring my arms down, look straight ahead, standing in my best posture possible, and I did it, the back arch. The third erector spinae exercise is called the squat row. And I'm using a chair, and I'm going to not use a chair. I'm going to show you both of them, just in case you want to do it without the chair, which is a little harder. So first of all, I'm going to use a very, very light weight. I got this at a thrift store. It says on it 2 pounds. It's about the same weight as a can of kidney beans, or you can use a bottle of water or something. But I prefer you use some kind of weight other than your body weight, just to give yourself a little bit more of a workout. So I'm sitting again with my feet flat on the floor in my best posture possible, but I'm going to make my feet wider, okay? And my knees are above my ankles. I've got the weight in one hand. The other forearm is going to rest on the quad, not on the knee of the joint, not on the hip, but on the quad. And then I'm going to let the weight hang between my legs so that my arm is straight. And then I'm going to very, very, very slowly, I'm going to pull the weight all the way up to my armpit, as high as I can get it there. And I will feel my shoulder blade squeezing toward the middle in the back. And underneath my shoulder blade is a rhomboid muscle, which works with the erector spinae on that side to keep my shoulder in great health. So yes, I'm working not only my erector spinae, but the rhomboid muscle too when I do this row. And I keep my head in neutral, I'll relax it, and I just pull up the weight very slowly to my armpit until I can feel my shoulder blade squeezing into the erector spinae. And I hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. And then I slowly come back down. And then I switch sides. Rest on your quad on this side with your forearm. Let the arm hang in the middle. Keep it straight. And now start to pull it straight up, that weight toward your armpit. Get it as high as you can. And then when you get there, breathe comfortably. You need that oxygen, and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Slowly lower it. Try it again on this side. When you're ready, you'll feel it in your back on the side where the weight is. That's your erector spinae and your rhomboid muscle, and a few other muscles doing their job for you. Keep your muscles strong so that you can maintain a nice straight back, even if you bend over. 5 to 10 seconds. Let's try one more on this side. Get it up nice and high into the armpit there. Look down, keep your head in neutral. And I'm pushing into the floor here, into the deck with my feet. Now, I'm going to try it one more time, make it a little harder, get off the chair. Same position though, squat, rest, dangle, and when you're ready, pull it up slowly. It's a low squat. My back has to be straight. I don't want it curved. I want it nice and flat from the back of my head there down to my bum. So you think about that. Keep the back nice and straight. And the last one, slowly pull it up. Lower your hips. That'll straighten out your back. Your head's in neutral. And slowly bring it down. The next Erector Spinae exercise is known as the good morning. And in this case, it's the seated good morning. You could do it standing up, but since I have a chair, let's try it seated, and then maybe we'll do one standing. So your feet are shoulder width apart again, knees over top of the ankles, feet flat, sitting in your best posture possible. Let's just take them apart a little bit wider, because we're going to, like we did with the row, we're going to need some space between our legs. We're going to put our hands on our hips this time. Take our thumbs and push them into our quadratus lumborum core muscle in our low back, and hold on to your waist. And we're going to simply, keeping our body in neutral from the waist up, that means relaxed, and in great posture, we're going to hinge our hips, keep our back flat. Remember, our head's in neutral until we can't go any further, and say, good morning, and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. So our back is flat from our tailbone up to our skull there, and then we slowly sit back up. Got that? Back flat. Erector Spinae likes a nice, strong, flat back. Okay, here we go again. Slowly hinge at the hips. I hope you don't have a big belly from all that sugar and fried foods. That won't make this easy if you do. And after 10 seconds, erect ourselves with our spinae. Now I'm going to stand up and do one good morning standing up. You don't have to. You can do a third one seated, but let's move the chair. Good. Feet are a little bit wider than shoulders. Flat on the ground there on the deck. Toes pointing straight ahead. Thumbs on our quadratus QL lumborum core muscle deep inside our spine, helping with all this. All right, and keep our elbows back. That keeps our shoulders back a little bit. And we're going to hinge at the hips. Keep our head in neutral. Keep everything in neutral from your head down to your tailbone. Bend as far as you can and hold it there. You'll feel a tightness in your legs too, which is all good. And it's about 10 seconds. Say good morning and slowly straighten up again. So if you prefer to do the good morning standing, do it standing. If you like the seated good morning, do it seated. The standing bird dog. The next Erector Spinae exercise is called the standing bird dog. You might have seen the bird dog done before down on the mat, you know, on your hands and knees, one arm, one leg like this. Well, I like to do it standing sometimes, so I'm going to use a wall, and I'm going to face the wall. I'm going to put one hand on the wall, a little bit, my arm is pretty straight here, a little bit lower than my shoulder. My palm is on the wall. That's for stability. This arm here goes straight up overhead, okay, palm facing the wall. And my feet are shoulder width apart, and the leg that is below the wall arm, okay, it's going to go back, it's going to be straight, and I'm going to be on my toe, and then when I get my leg straight and on my toe, I'm going to push it down, not the knee, but the leg, the whole leg. Push it down, keep it as straight as possible. So I put this leg back on my toe, keep it as straight as possible. Stand up nice and tall, don't bend. And this arm is straight overhead. Okay, and then the arm that's straight overhead, move it back a little bit and keep that leg that's behind you there nice and straight, and your stability comes from holding onto the wall here. There's your bird dog. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg, extended, and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Stand up straight, breathe comfortably. You need that diaphragm working well so you can get the oxygen to your muscles. Good. And then we're going to switch side. So this one here, arm is straight. Palm is a little lower than my shoulder. My leg on that side is straight. Push down with my toe. Straighten my body with this arm here. And then push it back a little bit. And ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's try it again on this side. Straight leg, toe on the ground. Arm straight up overhead. Push the arm back a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because this exercise is so good for those erector spinae muscles in your back, stabilizing your spine, I'm going to hold this one for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finishing it off with this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I tricked you. That was 10 seconds. So I did a set of 3. Good work. Now the deadlift is supposed to be the #1 exercise that you do to strengthen those erector spinae muscles in your back alongside your spine on both sides. But if people do the deadlift incorrectly, they can make their back more susceptible to injury. Let's put it that way. So you got to be really careful when you do the deadlift. But I'll show it to you, and you need either some kind of a bar, could be a broomstick, or some light weights, and preferably 2, not just 1. So we're going to put them down. So to put them down on the floor, I'm going to do it by using the squat method. That means keep my head up, my hips low, and my back straight, and put them down right where my toes are. Let's put my toes, we'll keep them apart a little bit, so my feet are shoulder width apart, and my toes are touching. I want them close. Whenever you're picking anything up, you want to pick it up close. Carry close, it says. So I'm going to, in my best posture possible, the first thing I'm going to do to get those weights and do this deadlift is I'm going to push my hips back, keep my back straight, sort of hinge at the front here and look down. My legs are pretty straight. And then when I'm ready to reach for the weight, then I can bend my legs at the knee joint. My hips are really low, and I gotta make sure that my shoulders are above my hips. As soon as my hips are higher than my shoulders, I'm in trouble. So let's do that again. I sort of start to push my hips back, bend over, but keep my shoulders higher than my hips. Bend my legs at the knee joint and grab my weight. Are my hips lower than my shoulders? I hope so, or you're in trouble. And then slowly bring the weight up close to my legs, over top of my knees, just to here. And then I go back down slowly. Keeping my back straight. My hips are lower than my shoulders. My head's in neutral. And then I come up again. Over top of my knees just to here. I don't straighten up all the way. And I go back down again. The deadlift. It's tricky. Don't do it unless you really understand how to do it. And whatever you're lifting, make sure it's light. And that's the third one, so I'm going to straighten right up. You did a great job today. We're going to cool down with something called the Golden 8 Energy Balancing Exercises. They are Qigong exercises, and Qigong is a combination of Tai Chi and yoga. And these Golden 8 are very famous, but here's your job. Your job is to follow along and think about the Erector Spinae, and do we do any bending or extending? Do we do any twisting or rotating? Because if we do, we're working the Erector Spinae. And I love this series because it works all kinds of core muscles, including the Erector Spinae. But pay attention to those things. And here we go, standing in your best posture possible. Feet flat, take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and push your arms and your hands straight up overhead. Come up on the balls of your feet. Put your heels back down. Lean back. Look up. Everything is done slowly and with intention, mindful thinking. Arms come down again. Shift your weight to the one right leg. Left hand on top. Turn and do a little bit of a press. Come back. Shift your weight to the other left leg. Right hand is on top. Press to the right. Come back. Arms up to the side, all the way up, nice and straight. Hinge at the hips. Keep everything nice and straight. Try to touch the floor with your fingertips. Come up the front of your body. One arm is straight up and pushing the palm into the ceiling, while the other one is straight down, pushing the palm into the floor. Come up on the balls of your feet again. Down you go with the heels, switch around. Don't forget to hinge at the wrists there to push the ground down and the sky up. Put your hands on your hips. Hinge forward. Let's go to the left and go around the world. Lean back. Lean to the other side. Unwind. Just cooling down here. Do a mini squat with the arms straight out. Turn to the left very slowly. Don't go into the pain. If there's pain, back up. Back out. Let's do the other side. Keep the arms nice and straight. No pain when you twist. Clench the fingers, make fists. Bring the arms with your elbows stuck to your sides. And then as fast as you can, I'm in a little mini squat here. As fast as you can, straighten the arm, open the fingers, and bring it back. Let's do it really fast. Let's do the other side. Good. Straighten up on the balls of your feet. Clunk down. That's it. Use the doors of life. Clunk down. That's 2 times. 3 times. Make sure whatever you're standing on has give to it. You wouldn't want to do these energy jumps on cement. So a nice floor inside your house is okay as long as it's got a little give to it. I'm out on my back deck. It's January the 2nd. It's warm enough for me to not even have a sweater on. When I breathe in and out, I don't see my breath. Was that 8? Let's just make sure. One more. The Golden 8 energy balancing exercises. A great way to finish off any workout. Have a good day. Practice makes permanent. See you next time. Hit the subscribe button. Comment. I'm going on a bike ride.